People's National Party (PNP) has formally launched their bid for Gordon House. On Tuesday, the party presented its manifesto with a pledge to grow the economy and elevate Jamaica to first world nation. As the sprint for Gordon House heads into the home stretch, the ruling People's National Party (PNP) is the first out the blocks to launch their party's manifesto, outlining the party's list of policies should they retain state power on February 25. PNP Campaign Director and Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips argues that the manifesto is a comprehensive, well-thought-out roadmap that will drive economic growth, job creation, and an equitable and prosperous Jamaica. Among the priorities outlined in the document is an implementation of greater tax reform, the elimination of a shift system in schools by 2018-2019, and fiscal prudence. Speaking at the manifesto launch on Tuesday at the Jamaica Pegasus, Dr. Phillips says his administration will continue to transform the economy and lowering public debt.
Economic growth, as our manifesto shows, will rest first of all on fiscal restraint and the reduction of the still high levels of public debt, which constitutes the main fetter to investment in our physical infrastructure and our social institutions. However, despite the restraint, we will have the construction of more highways, including the Southern Coastal Highway. We will have more hotel room construction, including integrated resort development projects in the tourism sector. We will see the expansion of our logistics and port operations in Kingston and other ports across the island.
Dr. Phillips says if the PNP remains in government, it will raise the income tax threshold, lower the rate for personal income tax and GCT. He also promises to reduce custom duties on consumer goods.
We will also specifically continue to increase the tax-free portion of income available to individuals by raising the threshold applicable for personal income tax in a prudent and sustainable way. We have a commitment to reduce the personal income tax rate for individuals, and we have a commitment for unifying the rates of corporate income tax across the entire gamut of the private investor community. We have a commitment to further reduce the GCT rate while continuing the protection of certain basic items necessary for the well-being of the vulnerable and the poor. And we will further reduce the customs rates on consumer goods.
And Dr. Phillips continues to champion job creation. He says if the PNP is re-elected, they will be able to deliver on their promise of 100,000 jobs over the next 5 years.
Let me emphasize, minimum of 100,000 jobs, good-paying jobs, sustainable jobs over the next 5 years. These will come from the tourism sector, the business process outsourcing sector, agriculture, construction, manufacturing, small and medium enterprises in various sectors, the JEET program.
Meanwhile, PNP leader and Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller says the party would move Jamaica to a first world nation if given another opportunity by voters to manage their affairs.
We have laid the foundation for sustainable and substantial economic growth. The basis is being laid for first world education and training. first world levels of job creation, business startups, and wealth generation.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller says her team has demonstrated accountability and strong governance.
The People's National Party government has ended Jamaica's problematic history of a growing national debt. With discipline and leadership, we have brought our country to a point of economic stability that the entire world has recognized. Beyond the customary noise or exuberance of an election campaign, there is the national and international acknowledgement that, at long last, Jamaica is getting its social and economic house in order.
Still on the Jamaican political scene, Northeast St. Andrew candidate Delroy Truck was in fine form at a Jamaica Labour Party JLP rally on Monday night. He says the finance minister's decision not to properly investigate the source of funds for the home being built by opposition leader Andrew Holness is a clear indication that he and Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller must go.
Peter Phillips has been going around putting his reputation, putting his integrity, putting his character to destroy and smear the leader of our party. He goes on political platform, he goes on the radio, and he put it in the newspaper, asking if the leader of the party bought land in Beverly Hills by illicit means. No, what a bam bam. If you can't show that it was by illicit means, then you must apologize and resign as Minister of Finance. And I say Limerick and Jamaica, if we had a Prime Minister who was a Prime Minister in a real sense, or a Prime Minister who is not only a ceremonial Prime Minister, she would fire Peter Phillips right away. But she not get fire Peter Phillips. And I say to Jamaica on February the 25th, we, the people of Jamaica, must fire the Prime Minister and fire Peter Phillips.
Party leader Andrew Holness also lambasted the governing People's National Party PNP. He says their claims that under the current administration the country has improved in doing business locally and internationally is an outright lie.
The lies and hypocrisy and tricks of the PNP have the nerve to put on radio an ad saying how easy it is to do business in Jamaica, when less than a month ago I was in the grill and I met with the people who got the approval to mine sand, and then by the time them turn around, another agency come to them and tell them, say, them can't do it. You know how much money and time them people they lose? And them have the nerve to come talk about how easy it is to do business in Jamaica. Which Jamaica is not the Jamaica that the business people know, who have to struggle with the bureaucracy and the taxation. That claim is a lie, PNP.
Opposition spokesman on finance Audley Shaw says the 10-point plan that the JLP will initiate will revive the ailing economy.
Here is the one now that clean ball them from middle stump, end stump, every stump gone. Andrew Holness has instructed me that as Minister of Finance, one of the first things we're going to do is to lift the income tax threshold from $592,000, we're going to lift it to $1.5 million. When we lift it to $1.5 million, it means that the average worker, the average teacher, the average policeman, the average fireman, the average civil servant, the average nurse, the average person that's working $800,000 or $1 million a year, we're going to put money in your pocket to carry home. I'm on time.
The JLP members were speaking in Stony Hill in the West Rural St. Andrew constituency on Monday night. And with Jamaica's election day closely approaching, Vice President of the Jamaica Manufacturers Association, Mitri Siaga, is calling on the Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, and the People's National Party, PNP, to exercise political maturity by engaging in the national political debates.
And my board is resolute that we should continue to fight for both political parties to get to the table and debate. We feel that Jamaica has come a very long way in the last 12 years politically, and have developed a great deal of political maturity. And not having the debates would be a backward step and will take us back where we don't want to be. We feel it's important for those people that want to make an informed decision about who they should vote for and who should run our country for the next 5 years, which is one of the most important issues that you have to make in your life. And we're calling for them to have a change of heart at the 9th hour. And we're calling on them to do the right thing and to debate and to bring their message to the people.
The PNP has communicated to the Jamaica Debates Commission that they will not participate in any debates with the JLP unless opposition leader Andrew Holness addresses questions raised about his integrity. Mr. Siaga is urging both political parties to be respectful while on the campaign trail.
Both parties need to be careful how they speak about each other. They need to speak with a level of maturity and bring our debates to another level. I recognize that it's part of our culture that we have these mass rallies and we have the flag waving and the jumping up and down and the blowing of horns, and that's fine, as long as we don't take it to that next level where we start to abuse people personally. I think it's wrong, whoever does it, and it should stop.
Jamaican voters will go to the polls on February 25 to elect the government that will manage the country's affairs for the next 5 years. Meanwhile, a deputy chairman for the Jamaica Debates Commission, Brian Schmidt, awaits a response from the People's National Party regarding new dates for the national political debates.
Stage the series of 3 debates on any of the 4, over the 4 following days, which will be this Friday, this Saturday, next Monday, and next Tuesday. So as yet we do not have a response. They were asked, however, just like the JLP, to give a response to this request by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
PNP sources have advised that party leader Portia Simpson-Miller may participate in a debate if opposition leader Andrew Holness is not involved.
That would be something that would have to be negotiated with the parties. However, I think a leadership debate, the public would expect the leaders of the parties to debate. So I think that would become a matter of whether the JLP would agree to such a condition. And that, again, is out of the Commission's hands.